talking about in the episode about how last time we tried to make this our episode with you. It was fantastic. You asked so many good questions. You had so many good things to talk about mate. And then something happened with our technological situation and something or other, and it just didn't work out. And we're so sorry because it was such a good episode, dude. We're going to record again.
This is nothing like your episode. Yours was informative.
Yours was fire. Ours is a hot mess.
We are just babbling about just mate stories. And by the way,
we're like, I like this color. You like that color, dude. We're not being deep at all.
You haven't seen, so you're not seeing what we're seeing, but I'm going to turn the computer here. So we have a table with a bunch of mates.
Wow.
Have you ever seen something like this, Devin, before?
Yeah, so I personally don't have one, but I've seen those. Good friend of ours that from Mendoza has some displayed and has one like that.
This one actually says, Eric, thank you for everything.
I need to know what that everything means.
Well, you can never know.
I want to know.
All I'll say is that...
It was everything in the asado. That's what it was.
Exacto.
There was a time...
Hasta la pata.
There was a period in my life when I was called El Torito Tito.
You're so dumb. You're going to sleep on the couch tonight, bro. You're going to sleep in the RV, bro.
All right. It has some... it has some initials down here. We're not going to tell it.
Nice. Okay, so... Devin, we just wanted to pick your brain a little bit about what obviously you've done a lot of research on what mate, the health benefits and popular culture. We grew up with it, so it's kind of like ingrained. So for us to talk about it from an external point of view is a little difficult. What do you feel is the most significant part of mate culture and health benefits that makes you want to talk about, run a whole podcast about mate? Because this is something that you started recently.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, about July as far as the podcast.
July.
I think officially launched somewhere in July or end of July, I think. So it's interesting how you said it and the ways that you put it. It is true, even for me, to put it into words like the significance beyond of what I understand about it, but realizing that shared experience that I've had, that you've had, to be able to share that experience with other people to help them experience it, that connection, it's something deeper than the drink and the benefits itself. However, the health benefits are usually what I try to get at least Americans to get them to try it, right? Because I'll admit, and I'm sure you will too, anybody that tries it for the first time is not going to like it. And that's okay, because same with just about anything, you got to give it another try. And, I don't pretend to say it's going to be the most delicious thing you ever drink in your life. I will say that it will, help you in so many different ways in health benefits, not necessarily saying it's going to be, sugar-coated fun. So, and I think that's, one thing you have to just accept the reality there. But the benefits, I think the main thing that I try to tell people is that, if you're drinking especially carbonated beverages and sodas and things and even coffee, you still get the caffeine, but you get the antioxidants and you get the vitamins. So, I mean, that's the main thing as far as health benefit wise. It's like you get the best of both worlds. You still get to keep your caffeine. You don't miss anything there. You still get your energy. But then you got some extra health benefits. And, some people gut issues and stuff too as well. That, it's hard to put those into specific words. But, it's a natural diuretic. So that helps with gut issues, so that's another reason sometimes.
You mentioned vitamins. Vitamin A, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, B3, B5, vitamin B complex, vitamin C, and vitamin E. Minerals has calcium, iron, magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, potassium, selenium, sodium, sulfur, and zinc. It's like, and then it has the polyphenols and saponins, which are those the antioxidants? I'm not sure. Are those the antioxidants? I'm confused. I don't know.
So, yeah, some of those things I'll admit, just it's obviously small quantities, but that's the benefit, I guess, drinking more of it.
Yeah.
And there's theophylline and theobromine are the other two ones I know of.
I think you mentioned that one in your podcast.
Yeah, that's the one I've only recently learned about by doing the podcast. People actually told me these kind of things. So
that's so cool.
To share those, the theobromine, it's in cacao or in chocolate. And that gives you kind of euphoric feeling. So that's another kind of thing that's hard to quantify as far as, but that's the way, to make you feel. And so that's another, I guess, benefit of the feeling of it. also with like, I guess in your body and in your mind as well.
Right, 100%. So tell us about your podcast and tell us what plans you have with your podcast in the next couple of months. Like, are you doing anything? Because I know that you've been interviewing people that are in mate culture. I've seen a lot of your episodes, and you've interviewed actually one of the ladies that you interviewed was a Sol Mate Tea lady from she has an Etsy store and an Instagram store, and I bought this little one from her. I don't know if you see it.
Oh, cool.
I bought the little one, little individual.
Nice.
Eric makes fun of it, but I love it. And so what are the plans in the immediate future with your podcast? Because you got a lot of really good stuff happening. What's going on?
Well, thanks, guys. Well, the episode we did, we had that was supposed to come out right about now, but we'll do it. So that's going to come out.
Yes.
So a collaboration with us. I actually, Argentinos, which is a big influencer in Argentina, she was just on there. I got a guy that is from Paraguayan ancestry, but lives in Canada, or lived in Canada, so grew up in Canada. So Paraguayan Yerba Mate in Canada. So I thought that was really interesting. That's coming
so
out
cool.
tomorrow. And then I found this really cool thing that you guys they should be a guest on your podcast as well. It's called the Brothers of the Gourd. Oh. It is a soccer team in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that they have a Yerba Mate like soccer team.
What?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I'm going to get them on the podcast, and I'm going to refer them to you guys.
Please,
so
we would love that.
That blew my mind that there was like, wow, they have a whole soccer team for Yerba Mate. So I was like, that's awesome. So those are just a few things.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was going to try to plan something big too with the 18 for 1 year, but I hadn't thought about that far down. But
well, you never know.
I think those are the bigger things coming out. So
we may have you as a guest on 18 for the 1 year anniversary, because I think it'd be cool to have a bunch of like people that we've talked to already, just throwing them all in and stuff like that. I have a question about the kind of yerba that you use. Do you use the one that has sticks or no sticks?
Yeah, so I feel like that's the I don't know, in my experience, the Argentina versus Uruguay debate.
Right, exactly.
But yes, definitely with sticks.
Okay.
That's me.
Cool.
I've drank without sticks, and there's some things that I do like about it, but yeah, I guess I'm traditional the way that with my wife being from Argentina, that's the way I learned it, and that's also, there's I guess just for those that don't know, the sticks or the stems, you'll see it on the package. It literally sticks in it. It's con palo. Or sin palo.
Exacto.
Is the other one. And they make it in Argentina, so it's not like it's only Uruguay or Argentina.
Right.
It's just typically that's kind of the stereotype, right? So without palo, the one benefit is that you do get technically more yerba because it's not, as much filler. I don't know whether, to me, they say it's more bitter. I do say it has a distinct flavor.
Okay.
I don't know about that it having more caffeine or more bitter or more punch to it, but some of those typical ones, Canarias is one of the bigger ones, and which you guys know that the Canarias de Serena, which was the whole controversy for the selección.
Yes.
So that's one of those typical ones of sin palo, so without the sticks or stems.
Exacto.
But I typically, only drink with.
If anybody wants to embark in this journey of mate, Devin, like a 101, what do you recommend they go? Like just Amazon and just Google yerba mate and just get the whole stuff there? Or do you recommend, like somebody wants to pick it up? Like say, okay, where do I start? Is there like a 101? Is there like a place because I wouldn't know where to tell them.
So I've thought about this a lot, and I did create like my kind of beginners yerba recommendations on Instagram. And realizing that a lot of times trying to explain how to cebar, like how to actually prepare mate and the whole stuff is a little too complicated sometimes. Realizing that probably the two easiest ways to start, besides drinking it out of a can, which if you want to get the full benefits, I would recommend you drink it more traditional way. So one would be mate cocido. I made a video on my Instagram. It's literally just putting yerba in your coffee maker in place of coffee and brewing it that way. Now I know traditionalists and stuff will get mad at me. I've already seen the hater comments on there, but as far as getting the benefits of the yerba mate and drinking it and making it easy. Just literally put it in your coffee maker in place of coffee.
You know,
Or those tea bags that they sell, the mate cocido tea bags.
Right.
but I bought Devin. Sorry, but I did mate cocido for a long time. I took a break from mate, and I did for a couple of years. And they sell these glass containers with the
French press.
Not a French press.
Oh, like a filter?
You have to just the lid itself. It's
an infusioner.
so you can just dump everything in there. You
yep.
throw water, and then the lid
Yeah.
itself it's a filter, and that's it.
Yeah.
Got
That's
it.
That's a good recommendation too. Yeah.
Devin, we could pick
French press is another one too. Yep.
we could pick your brain for hours because you are our mate guru and we just drink the stuff. You have studied deep into it. We're going to let you go for now, but we want to keep going. We're going to do an episode with Devin, hopefully sometime next week or whatever, because
the
like
in-depth
legit in-depth
would be on his podcast.
on his podcast because we probably disgraced the name of Mate in the last 45 minutes until you got online with us. Then it's fixed now a little bit. We're kind of
Well,
rough.
I'll defend you guys and yerba mate at the same time by saying there is no wrong way to do it. No matter what anyone on the internet tells you, it's an experience to enjoy.
How beautiful!
Teach
I
its
love it.
own.
I love it.
So,
but I will say
so
there's only
yes,
there-
there's a
there is
traditional
one-
way, but that doesn't mean that's the only way. So
There is one thing that's wrong that you should never do, and this is something that Maria, point the camera at me for a second, and I'm gonna leave it with this. When you drink mate, when somebody gives you mate, never do this. Don't do this ever. Don't move the bombilla. No se toca la bombilla nunca. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
For sure.
Other than
there
that,
we go. Yeah, as far as
what
the
does that
wrong way,
mean
yes,
in
that's the
English?
ultimate.
Don't ever touch the straw. The straw is settled
Don't
in
move the straw.
there.
Don't touch the straw.
Don't move it. I'm just gonna say it. That's it. PSA.
Thank you. for that.
We'll be here all week. Devin, we gotta let you go. We gotta keep
Devin,
going,
thank
dude.
you,
We
man.
Thank
love
you guys. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you. Thank you for being in this episode. Again, we're gonna record for real
Yes.
with Devin next
Yeah.
week or something.
I mean, it
Good
was
luck in
real.
the-
It
good
was
luck
for
in the
real.
playoffs.
It was for real.
Orlando.
the last
We're
time.
gonna go record without any stupid difficulties and
Yes.
technical issues. Okay.
Thank you for the playoff wishes, and have a good night, sir.
Who do you guys play now?
We play
Columbus.
Columbus Crew.
Columbus. Okay. All right.
An
Good luck.
OG.
Clown bus.
Yeah, I'm sorry for them.
Columbus.
Sorry for them.
Yee.
Yeah.
All right, dude. We're gonna go.
Thank you.
We love you, dude.